You know, it's crazy how these hip hop rivalries play out online these days.
Yeah.
Like it's all happening right in front of us on social media. And 50 Cent and Dame Dash, well, they've been going at it again.
Oh, for sure. It's caught everybody's attention.
Yeah, and what's so interesting about this, I think, is like it plays into both of their, personas.
Yeah.
50, the king of clapbacks,
Yeah.
and then Dame, always doing things his own way.
Always unconventional.
Yeah. So it all started with this whole dental blunder.
Right.
For those who didn't catch it, Dame was on his American Noon network,
Yeah. His network.
and he said something about his teeth.
Yeah.
It was pretty out there.
He was talking about praying for his teeth to fall out
Okay.
so that people would focus more on his wisdom than his appearance.
So, like, losing his teeth would somehow make people listen to him more?
That was his logic.
I gotta admit, the first time I heard that, I was like, wait, what?
It's not your everyday statement.
No, not at all. But then again, it's Dame, right?
That Dame. Always got to keep us guessing.
He's always got to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
But I don't think it went quite how he planned.
It kind of backfired a little,
Yeah.
The internet went crazy, but not for the reasons he was hoping for.
And that's when 50 Cent jumps in,
Of course.
sees this whole thing going down, and he can't resist
Right.
being the social media master that he is.
The master.
He goes on Instagram and, reposts Dame's comments with
Yeah.
his own, 50 Cent humor,
Oh, yeah.
basically roasting Dame, right?
Basically implying that he's broke and needs to keep 50's name.
Out of his mouth.
Yeah, and his teeth.
Classic 50.
Ooh.
Always got to get a joke in, right? Always.
But this also shows you something about how 50 uses social media, I think.
For sure.
He's a master at those quick responses, witty comments.
Yeah, he knows how to make them go viral.
Exactly. It's like he understands humor and how to get people talking.
And how to keep himself in the spotlight. Right? Yeah. Always in the spotlight.
Always.
It's like he has this sense for what's going to hit online.
He does. He really does.
And it works. His posts, they always blow up. People are always quoting him.
It's like he's created his own language.
The language of clapbacks.
Exactly. And this back and forth with Dame is like the perfect example.
But there's more to this story.
Oh, yeah.
Dame fought back, tried to set the record straight or something like that.
In true Dame fashion.
Yeah.
He goes on Instagram Live,
Okay.
tries to play it cool.
Uh-huh.
Explains that it wasn't his dentures falling out.
Oh, okay.
It was a loose dental grill.
A dental bro. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, he said he's had implants for years and just needed new ones.
Uh-huh.
Even joked about the whole thing,
Well,
trying to spin it like it was all part of the plan.
but come on, the internet had already decided, right?
The internet had decided.
Once that video went viral, there was no going back.
Exactly. It's like, that's the power of social media. Once something's out there, it's out there.
Out there for good.
Yeah, there's no controlling the narrative anymore.
Even though Dame didn't exactly come out looking,
Squeaky clean.
Yeah, you got to give him credit for owning it, trying to turn it into a joke.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got that entrepreneurial spirit, I guess you could say.
He does. He really does.
Took a potentially embarrassing situation and tried to, make something of it.
Use it to his advantage.
Whether it worked, who knows, but it shows how these hip-hop figures are...
Constantly navigating the online world.
Yeah, and using it, right.
Using it.
It's like they're playing chess, always thinking a few moves ahead.
Always trying to figure out how things will be perceived online.
Exactly.
And that's what makes this so interesting to break down. It's not just about the dental mishap itself,
Yeah.
but what it tells us about personality, about social media,
Yeah.
and how hip-hop culture is changing.
It's like we're getting a behind-the-scenes look at how these icons are playing the game in the digital age. And that brings up some really interesting questions.
Oh, for sure.
Like, how much of what we see online is real?
Yeah.
And how much is, carefully crafted for image or to get a certain outcome?
Right, like how much control do they really have?
It makes you think.
It does.
And as we dive deeper into this 50 Cent and Dame Dash rivalry,
Yeah,
we'll be exploring these questions and more.
definitely.
This whole dental grill thing, it's just wild to think,
Yeah.
It's just the latest chapter in this rivalry. This thing goes way back.
Oh, yeah, their history runs deep,
Yeah.
back to the early 2000s, Rockefeller days,
Oh, yeah.
Dame, Jay-Z, Biggs. They were unstoppable back then.
Yeah, they were really changing the game musically and business-wise.
Exactly.
And 50 Cent, he was just starting out then, right?
Yeah, he was
Wasn't he facing some challenges in his career?
signed to Columbia, but it was roadblock after roadblock. Problems with his album release.
And then, of course, there was the shooting.
Yeah, yeah, the shooting.
Getting shot 9 times, I mean, that could have ended everything.
Yeah, could have.
Before it even began.
It really could have.
It's incredible he was able to come back from that.
It is.
And achieve the success he has.
Yeah, it really shows his resilience, his drive.
But Dame, he actually saw 50's talent back then, right?
He did, yeah. There were these rumors that he tried to sign him to Rockefeller.
Oh, wow, really? What happened there?
Well, it's
Why didn't it work out?
different stories out there,
Yeah.
But it seems like creative differences, maybe some personality clashes.
Yeah.
50 Cent, he's always been
Outspoken.
yeah, outspoken independent.
Right, so maybe that didn't fit in with how things were at Rockefeller.
Yeah, maybe not.
So there was already, like, tension between them back then.
Yeah, something was there, a clash, a sense of competition. And as they both became more successful, that tension just grew.
But it didn't really blow up until, like, social media. Right?
Exactly. Social media gave them this whole new platform to, go back and forth, play to their fans.
Social media just turned up the volume on their rivalry.
Turned it way up.
It's entertaining for us, I guess, but is there more to it than that?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, what are they really trying to achieve here?
Well, these are two driven guys, right? Used to being at the top.
Yeah.
There's ego there, for sure.
Yeah.
Wanting to prove they're still relevant.
Who still got it?
Exactly. Who can get the most attention?
It's a game, but on a global scale.
Exactly. And they use different strategies.
Yeah.
50 Cent, he's got the sharp wit, the humor.
Or clapbacks. Yeah, the clapbacks.
They become memes.
Instantly.
And Dame, he's more unconventional.
Yeah, he likes to provoke, challenge the status quo.
It's like they're playing different instruments, but in the same band.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And we're the audience.
Yeah.
Captivated by the show. The show, yeah.
They've both figured out how to use social media to build their brand, stay relevant.
Stay in the headlines?
Yeah, but beyond all the entertainment and the ego, do you think, does this rivalry tell us something about hip-hop today?
I think it reflects this tension that's always been there between being real, being authentic, and, creating an image.
Yeah, it's a tough balance, especially with social media.
Especially these days.
Every move you make is, like, under a microscope.
Yeah.
Think about the, the dental blunder. It could have been nothing.
Easily.
But because it was 50 Cent and Dame Dash,
Yeah.
it became this whole thing.
A social media spectacle.
Yeah, a commentary on their personalities.
And in a way, a reflection of hip-hop itself.
Yeah, like every post, every interaction, it all means something.
It's layered, for sure.
It's this constant back and forth.
Between public and private.
Yeah, who they are versus who they want us to think they are.
And social media, that's the arena where it all plays out.
Yeah, in real time for everyone to see.
And in hip-hop, where image and authenticity are so important, it gets even more complicated.
What's real, what's not.
Exactly.
So this rivalry, it's like a smaller version.
Of the bigger picture.
Yeah, of what's happening in hip-hop as a whole.
Yeah, these larger forces at play.
This deep dive is really making me think about social media's impact on hip-hop differently.
Yeah.
It's not just likes and follows, it's shaping the story, defining what it means to be a hip-hop artist today.
Exactly, and the lines are blurred now.
Between the artist and the fans.
Yeah, fans aren't just passive anymore.
They're part of creating and spreading the culture.
They are. It's this constant conversation.
Back and forth.
Yeah, and social media is the platform for it all.
But that brings up another point.
Yeah.
Social media, it can be great for connecting, engaging.
Yeah.
But it can also be a breeding ground for negativity.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It happens everywhere, not just in hip-hop.
Everywhere, yeah.
The anonymity, how quickly things spread, it makes people say things they wouldn't say face-to-face.
It does.
And it's easy to get caught up in the drama.
The gossip, the negativity.
It's like this double-edged sword, you know?
Yeah, it really is.
This amazing tool for connection.
But also this amplifier for conflict.
Exactly.
And I think we need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
Especially with something as influential as hip-hop.
So how do we find that balance? How do we use social media for good, but avoid the bad stuff?
Yeah.
It's tough, right?
It is, but I think it starts with, just being aware.
Aware of how we're using it?
Yeah, like what are we actually looking at online?
Well, we're sharing.
Yeah, what are we adding to the conversation?
So being more intentional with our clicks and shares and comments and all that.
Exactly. We have the power to choose what we give attention to.
And when it comes to hip-hop, I guess that means focusing on the good stuff.
Yeah, the music.
The artistry, the messages that really speak to us.
Supporting artists who are, trying to make a positive impact.
Because at the end of the day, hip-hop is so much bigger than just these online battles.
Oh, yeah, way bigger.
It's about expression. It's a cultural force. It's given a voice to so many
generations.
Yeah, and it's still shaping the world,
Think about its influence on, everything.
Music, fashion.
Art, even politics.
It's a global phenomenon.
It really is.
It's amazing to see how far it's come.
From those early days in the Bronx.
Yeah, and it's still evolving, pushing boundaries.
Always reinventing itself.
That's what keeps it so exciting.
It does.
This whole deep dive has made me think about 50 and Dame in a new light.
Oh, yeah.
Despite this rivalry, they've both had a huge impact on hip-hop.
They have. They represent different sides of it,
Different eras, different styles.
But they've both found success and left their mark.
And their back and forth, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
It reflects that tension within hip-hop itself.
That push and pull.
Competition versus collaboration, staying true to yourself versus creating this, persona.
Yeah, that tension. It's what drives creativity.
Keeps things moving forward.
As long as it's there, hip-hop will keep evolving.
So as we wrap up this exploration of 50 Cent and Dame Dash, what's the one thing you want to leave our listener with?
I think it's this. Hip-hop is complex. It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
It's a force for good, but it also faces challenges, just like anything else.
It does.
And it's up to us, the fans, the critics, everyone who loves it.
To be aware of those challenges.
And to engage with hip-hop in a way that, honors its past and its future.
I love that. Let's appreciate the art, celebrate the diversity, have those real conversations that help shape where hip-hop goes from here.
Absolutely.
And to our listener, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.